Hello everyone, I'm Dezinator94, or Darren, or Des, whatever you want to call me. Yeah, we're running Cult of the Lamb today, 80% unrestricted, easy difficulty. I am the current world record holder of this category, and yeah, it's going to be a great run. I will let a very exciting commentary introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Harrison. I'm a developer on Cult of the Lamb, the one that's made all these bugs, so it'll be interesting to see the game be broken in many different ways. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be good. Just before we start time for this run, there's a little bit of setup that we just need to do. Let's have a previous save uploaded in. Essentially just to make sure that our tutorial section of the game is going to be set to easy, so we just need to make sure we're loading in an easy save, and that's pretty much all we need to do. Oh, no. I don't think we'd last very long in that at all. So yeah, we're starting a new game in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Good luck. No soft blocks.
Yeah.
Just a quick one before we get started, we do have a $20 donation from Opal Rec who says good luck.
Thank you, Opal. You're amazing. Big shout out to everyone in the Cult of the Lamb speedrun community as well. It's such an amazing place. Ever since the game launched last year, everyone's very wholesome. So if you're ever interested in getting into it, check out the Discord. Everyone there is absolutely incredible. So this game, we're playing as a little lamb, and we're playing with death a bit too much. We've met some of the bishops there, and we're on our way to meet the big one who waits themselves. Essentially, we're sacrificed and we want to live a little bit more, so we're going to make a bit of a deal with God, I guess. And we've just avoided our first softlock there, I believe, already.
Good, good.
A little bit of cutscene that'll play there. You can skip it on PC by alt-tabbing in and out. And now we get control of the lamb. So this game is a roguelike dungeon crawler. Played a bit of like Hades mixed with a bit of like Animal Crossing. That's pretty much what this game is, honestly. Unfortunately, we cannot skip this Ratau dialogue. If we get the right entrance and exit to that room there, we can just roll past him, essentially.
Zoom in.
We are, and we chose right, thankfully.
So you prefer keyboard and mouse over controller?
I played my casual playthrough on controller and then started speedrunning it, and there's a couple of speedrun tricks that you need keyboard and mouse for, and we'll try it. It's unfortunate. There's a little skip there you can do where if you roll out perfectly, you can get out of Ratau's dialogue trigger, kill the guy on the left, come back, speak to Ratau, and then you can just skip this room altogether without having to pick up the follower, but you still get the follower, which is a nice little time save. But yeah, I did my initial run, 100%ed it on controller, picked up speedrun, learned the tricks on keyboard and mouse, and then just decided, why not just learn the rest of the run keyboard and mouse. It's definitely not the optimal way to go, and I think I'm probably the only speedrunner in the community to do it, so...
Yeah, well, world record holder.
Yeah.
Follow.
Get on my level. But yes, the first 20 minutes of this run is going to be a bit chaotic. Bunch of different things are going to go flying by pretty quickly. Now we're going to set our actual difficulty of the run to easy. Yeah, you had your tutorial. We set in easy by loading that pre-save. If you go to check to make sure that your difficulty is on easy, it'll just set it back to normal. So you just gotta hope and pray that it actually is what it says it will be.
How much of a difference in the time would it make if you're not playing on easy?
Oh,
at least in the first tutorial.
A decent amount. Like, it'll probably be an extra hit on a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Tutorial not so much, because like you're still stuck with like dagger level damage points, which we'll get into different weapons a bit later on. For the moment, we just need to pick up some resources to make sure. Where is? Oh my god, there's no trees anywhere. There we go. Yeah. Of course, as any good cult leader knows, we need to feed our followers a bit. So we're going to pick up some materials real quick if it wants to actually select where we want to put it. I'm going to grab some berries as well, because they're just the best meal to have.
So throughout this run, how many followers are you going to have?
We will need 20 by the end of this.
Yeah. But you're just going to have one during the whole run? Is that right?
No, we're going to have a few, and we'll see why. We can do a little bit out of bounds in here just through this little cutscene. That's fine, just to get to a trigger a bit earlier. Oh, and we come back. Excellent. That's fine. So here we are unlocking our first of our Crusade biomes. We're unlocking Darkwood here, which will be a bit of a tutorial area. Introduces us all to our main weapons, which we'll see throughout the run. First one of which we'll be introduced to is the sword. It's probably the most middle of the range weapon. It's got pretty decent damage, pretty decent attack speed. It's got good combo potential as well. One little thing that we do use a little bit is we can animation cancel some weapons just to speed up their attack patterns a little bit. For some weapons that have good combos as well, this means we can chain the final hit combos, which for some weapons such as gauntlets later on, which you'll see, can be kind of nuts.
Gauntlet your favorite weapon?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Can you do the attack cancel? And
oh yeah, you'll see it quite a lot. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
So thankfully we got a all right room here. We are needing 15 wood and 5 rocks from this tutorial, so we don't have to pick up any later on. We only did get 13 there, so it's a bit unfortunate. But if we do manage to get through this entire floor hitless, we'll be able to get a bit of a boost to the items we picked up, and should get us over the 15 that we need as well. Just waiting for Leshy, one of our bishops, to spawn in here. Is just gonna get a bit annoyed at us or something. I don't know. We don't really read dialogue anymore nowadays.
He does.
That was dangerously close. There we go. And off to our first mini boss of the run here, Amdusius. Just going to be transformed into a little bush guy. Best way to beat this boss, hands off the keyboard and just mash mouse 1. He will lunge at you. He can't hit you though before you kill him, and that's, yeah, that's how these things go. So now we need to hope that we get a rock reward from this mini boss, so we don't have to take a 30-second time loss. Oh, and we do, thank God for that. Grab some coins as well because we'll be needing them later on. So these doors you'll see that we're going to unlock periodically throughout. These are going to be unlocked to take us to our final boss fights of each biome. So that one will lead us to Leshy later on. We kill all 4 of our bishops, we get 20 followers, and we're off to the one who waits for our final stance and get our revenge.
Do you fight him?
Oh,
Maybe?
I think we might be a bit sheepish in that regard, so... Instead of doing a bunch of customization to our characters and everything as well, we kind of just default them out. You can skip their naming menu a little bit if you just mash escape out, and yeah, before it's loaded in, you can kind of give them their default name and run away pretty much. You'll see we're going to be running away from Ratau here every time he gives us dialogue. We didn't do it a bit quick enough that time, but you saw before when we got out of bounds. If you're far enough away from a character's dialogue trigger, if you don't make it back to them in the time, you can just have essentially free roam. I don't want to talk to you, please. Which, yeah, it just means we can get to some places faster when we're in little cutscenes. So now we've unlocked the potential to build our temple, which is going to be our main hub. We're going to be building on this second tile in the middle from the bottom here. Once we finish building this, Ratau technically should talk to you outside the temple first, but we're just going to mash roll in, skip that dialogue, avoid a soft lock as well by rolling in quickly enough. And then, yeah, we'll speak to Ratau and we'll unlock our first sermon. Sermons are little daily things you can do with your cult followers as well to unlock certain things. Here, it's mandatory, but it's going to get an extra half a heart. We don't need it. But yes, the game says it must be done, so it must be done. Ratau's going to have a bit of a chat to us as well a lot. And we're going to go back in to our Darkwood 2 here now. 4 crusades per biome. Yeah, we're running through the first 3 of Darkwood. Here we're introduced to the axe, which is probably a bigger hitter damage-wise, a little bit slower, but it's got pretty good potential to combo.
The best weapon.
It is, according to some.
It's a good one.
It does have some issues, especially like if you're inside an enemy and you go for a swing, you can just essentially just miss the hitbox altogether. Yeah. I wonder who that might be.
And what's the worst weapon?
Oh,
The dagger?
the dagger, yeah, or the hammer as well. Depends where you get the hammer. If you get the hammer in like an Anura run and you're faced with a bunch of tiny frogs and everything, then yeah, it's not the best. But the final hit of that dagger combo is just very painful, especially if you get accidentally animation cancel it and lock yourself into it for who knows how long. Okay, so here we see our little crusade maps. So we've clicked on a follower node here. This is actually a really good one. You have the chance of either getting a free follower like this where you just need to talk to them and they'll hand themselves over to you freely, or you might need to save one from some enemies, which will mean you have to go through a little bit of combat, which is a bit of a time loss. So we always want to go for ones that are just freely given to us as well. So you can see as a roguelike, we do have some room options as well. This is pretty much just RNG. There are a few exceptions to this. You might have seen just before, the bottom option had a few stars above it. That meant it was going to be a guaranteed room that had the tarot cards in it. 99% of the time, these are going to lead to a dead end. There is a very small chance that they can be the correct way, in which if they are, that was very close to me. Then it just feels bad and you got to go back, I guess. Such as there as well.
Have you even taken damage yet?
I don't believe so, no.
Impressive.
Probably will here because we might want to face taking a bit of damage from Valafar. Yeah, just there. We're going to do a little bit of a thing here where we can just wait out this... Oh, and never mind. We'll just actually take that. You can... that little essentially dodge tutorial there. The first time you're supposed to get hit, it slows its time down for you. Let's not pick up the scroll because that'll give us a little cutscene to it. Yeah, the first time you take damage, you'll be given that little tutorial. If you wait it out long enough, it will just cancel itself. And that means then, I believe it's every time you take damage, you will get that again. So technically, you can just never take damage, but you'll take about a 15-second time loss every time. It's definitely not worth it, unless you're absolutely insane at the game. I don't believe anyone's done a no-hit run so far, at least that I've seen. I think that's the ideal run.
Yep, I'd like to see that.
Especially when we get a certain item later on. We'll say we are running on a very early version of this game, 1.0.11, so it's pretty close to after the game fully released. We'll get into why we are running that category, that version a bit later on when we unlock the purpose of it. If we can get out of this menu. So again, we're just doing mandatory game stuff. Of course, every cult you need to do some appraisals to people, and the best way to do it is dance around a bonfire, I guess. And the best way to dance around a bonfire is to make it out of bones of your enemies. So that's what we're going to be doing here, collecting some bones as well. And we're introduced to arguably the worst weapon in the game, the dagger. It's all right in some of the later biomes of the game. It just has very small damage range. Its damage isn't great. And we're talking about, you just saw there, the combos as well. It has a 5-hit combo, which that is the final attack of, and just can mean you get hit a lot more than you want to. Just with timings and everything of enemy attack patterns and archers shooting when they shouldn't as well. So we see here we've got these little sword symbols. They're going to be combat rooms. So we want to try and avoid as many of those as possible, just to save time, obviously. There's no path here that is going to let us do that, so it's going to take the path of least resistance, grab that, and there's going to be a follower node above this as well. So that means, yeah, we're going to be getting more followers. We need 20 followers in total for the end of this run. We'll be losing some across the run as well, so we're going to need more than 20 actually. And there is exactly why the archers are probably my least favorite enemy in this game.
the topic of the dagger, we it has been buffed a little bit in later versions, but still, that final attack.
The day I see a dagger meta, I will cry tears of joy. Oh, there also is a shop there. Unless we go, no, damn. So this is the combat follow room that I was mentioning before. As we get hit there again, that's fine. Getting hit in this in the Darkwood areas isn't the biggest deal in the world. It will make a lot more difference though later on. Which, yes, we will see when we unlock a very special item.
I'd like to see this game run with the Twitch integration.
It was... I've never seen a game release with such a cool feature like that. I think, yeah, definitely probably part of the reason why the game was such a big success was it just had that default integration with streamers. It was so amazing. Barbados, it's good to have another weapon for Barbados here because, yeah, you can just get like 4 or 5 cycles by him if you're very unlucky. But thankfully, that was pretty alright. It was only 2 or 3. And of course, we don't want to be super mean to all the guys, mini bosses we kill, so we're just like, yeah, you can come like chill with us, I guess. One of us.
And which mini boss is like the hardest do you find?
Whoa. Definitely one we'll see later on in Anchor Deep 1. His name slips my mind completely. Yeah, but yeah, you made this game. Come on.
I don't know the names.
It's too many.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will definitely make sure to remind you all of it when we get there. But essentially, yeah, if you don't kill him instantly, he can be a big pain. So another cool feature of this game is essentially like the meditate or speed up button as it is. So most of the time, it took me ages to realize that this was an actual feature in my current playthrough, and I kind of just was sat there waiting for like 10-20 minutes, waiting for day cycles to go over. And then I was just smashing my keyboard one day and found out this was a button that speeds up time, which is really helpful.
Yeah, we see that a lot actually. A lot of people didn't realize that. A lot of people were like, oh, I just finished the game and found out there's a speed up time.
Yeah, yeah.
Oops.
The other one is the bleat button as well, which is everyone's favorite. Bit of a cosmetic purpose to it. We are going to speed up day here a little bit, so we can hit to day 2. A little bit of an optional, well, we have to get a ritual here. Mandatory by the game. We're going to do a little bonfire. We will be taking our second day sermon, so we can unlock some extra spells. You don't need them necessarily, but they can be a bit handy if you don't get good RNG for weapon spawns later on. And it's also a bit funny in terms of its one-shot potential on some future bosses, so I'm hopefully want to show that off a little bit. So yes, we unlocked some more curses. The main one I was talking about just before is going to be Hounds of Fate, which is essentially a little like 5 projectiles will just home in on whatever enemy you're aiming at. And they have weird integrations with damage property numbers and everything as well. Rotao introduces us to the world map here and unlocks his little shack where you can play some knuckle bones if you're feeling like a bit of gambling is up your alley, I guess. We'll be abusing that menu in a little bit in that little world map. But first, we're not going to finish Darkwood right now. We're going to unlock Anura, the second place in the run. I actually think I forgot something, so I'm just going to need to run back real quick. Actually, no, I think I'm fine. That's weird. I don't know why my followers are still there. I've only got 7 followers, but I can open this door that needs 9 for them. Oh, okay, so we've just duped followers. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so another weird interaction that you can do if you essentially roll out of this little area before your followers can despawn from their little pedestal there. That might have been very late, but it's fine. We can essentially just open all the doors before we technically should be allowed to. This doesn't help us for later on. It's only for unlocking these doors. So unfortunately, we can't just skip straight to the one who waits. That is something we would really like to be able to do, but I think you've made your game too well.
Well, not well enough, because that just happened. But
exactly. So we're going to see the world map here. And we're going to go to Midas Cave, which is a place we haven't unlocked at all.
What?
Yeah, essentially, first time you unlock the world map, you can just jiggle your mouse around a bit on it. Ignore me, I'm just going to take my frame rate down a little bit here for a little trick we're going to do. And yeah, you can activate a teleport location behind its unlock for the first few frames of its opening, which is really cool. We're sacrificing some followers here as well, everything's happening. And yeah, essentially, we're taking our frame rate down so we have more frames to work with here. But if we mash interact with this pedestal as much as we can, instead of running back and getting a cutscene between everyone like we are now, unfortunately, we can skip this by re-interacting with it on our defaulted path to this cutscene and skip it. So we skip the first cutscene to get that talisman piece. You can technically chain all 4 into each other. It is very hard to do. I've only ever gotten it once, and I've seen probably maybe 2 or 3 other people get all 4. But look, even 1 is pretty good. So we get 2 here, which is honestly, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Good stuff.
As we call it. So we're not going to need to do it anymore. So I will make your eyes feel a little bit better and not play a 30 FPS game in 2023.
Don't tell Switch users.
Yeah. Awesome, and so we're unlocked our first full talisman. We're going to be using this to unlock the most broken item in this game, which is the main reason why we are playing on this 1.0.11. We're going to be unlocking a fleece, which is a certain fleece called the Golden Fleece. These are little, essentially, modifiers to your character that can either, like, you can get extra spells or something, you can get extra hearts, whatever. There's a bunch of different options. There's more options in the current patch, but this one is very busted. So essentially, for every kill we get, we're going to be doing 10% extra damage. We are taking double damage though, and whenever we take damage, our extra damage multiplier is going to be reset back to 0. So this is where the run gets really intense, and we want to make it a no-hit run as much as possible. We get a little bit of a look here at the world map on the final Leshy, on the final fight, so we can plan out our routes a little bit. I don't think there was a great run there, and of course we get into the RNG weapon pool now, and we get Dagger first up.
That's like the 2 worst, Dagger and Dagger.
Yeah, it's all right for when Leshy will like come in, talk to you, and then spawn a horde of enemies.
Yeah.
As well as you can just like kill them all essentially as they spawn in. So you can see we're already at 110% extra damage. This version of the game is the last version that this was uncapped in terms of its damage potential. So I've seen screenshots of people in the thousands% extra damage.
Yeah.
It's kind of nuts.
We capped it, and then we instantly got like people saying, no, uncap it.
Yeah.
And then so we uncapped it, but we halved the amount that you get per kill or whatever it is. But I think is it still uncapped?
It is uncapped in the current patch, but it is only 5% damage per kill.
So it just takes a lot longer, right?
It does, yeah. So here's our next NPC, the Fisherman, who's going to be unlocking another area for us. This is an area that is used in the No Major Glitches run, where we can't just abuse the teleport to Midas Cave animation. So you will go there and you will do a bit of fishing for good luck to get some of your talisman pieces. Also, you'll meet the wolf there at night time to unlock one of the talisman pieces. I would definitely suggest playing this game yourself to know about all this other stuff, because there's a lot more to this game than we will see. Pretty much we're done with the cult management side of it now, and we're just going to let them all starve and get sick and everything. It's one of the reasons why we play on easy difficulty. You don't need to babysit your followers. They will get sick and then just get better over time. They'll be hungry and then they'll just be like, oh, I don't actually need food, I'm fine. I'm actually going to stay here and hope, thank God, we got a different weapon, because Leshy with a dagger is not the most ideal. And that's also not ideal. Losing our damage there. But that's alright, we still have a little bit more to go. Get Leshy to spawn in here.
What kind of percentage are you looking for when you fight?
Leshy, it really depends on what weapons you get.
Yeah.
And anything in like a couple hundreds is probably pretty good. Leshy is like the first main boss. Isn't going to have as much health as some of the later ones as well. We're just going to be using our spells there just to kill some enemies on the spawn as well, just to speed things up a bit. Got to watch out for these floor spikes as well, because they can hit you when you least expect it. So unlocking the final bit of this door now, breaking the seal, and we're going to take on Leshy, our first bishop, who theoretically should be pretty easy. Yeah, 230%, this should be pretty fine. With a sword as well, and the Ica, yeah, she'll be right. So we'll see how much just our spells by themselves will do. Theoretically, with a good spell and enough damage, you can not move and just mash right click and kill. So like there, yeah, we're already getting death, yeah. So yes, it's a bit gross, but he's gonna explode his head out. And we're just gonna steal his heart, because I don't know, that's our thing, I guess. This is the only boss's heart we're actually going to take to unlock just another little bit of a time save. Unfortunately, we're going to have 2 scrolls pop out of this chest, and thankfully we picked the right one. You only need to pick up the Leshy scroll, Leshy trophy scroll to run out. The other one's just another cosmetic thing. Which is a bit of a time loss if you do. Any scrolls we really want to avoid picking up in this game, because everyone's about a 10 or so second time loss. We don't need decorations in our cult. We like it nice and basic. So that is us done with Darkwood. Before we jump into the next biome, we'll be unlocking our latest item that we'll need with this heart. We'll be welcome back by our followers for a job well done. This last thing we're going to be unlocking is a ability called Omnipresence. Essentially what this does is this lets us leave Crusades instantly just by TPing back. It does, technically it counts as like a run loss, but if you've beaten the final mini-boss and like you're in the stage where you're up to selecting what reward you want from it, you can just Omnipresence out of that and it will save you about 10-15 seconds rather than picking an item, going to the next room, unlocking the door and everything to get out. Here is our next default weapon as we go into Silk Cradle, the Gauntlets. This is arguably the best weapon in the entire game. We have a 3-hit combo, and the 3rd hit in the combo is a massive ground AoE slam, and it just does insane damage. Don't mind me, I'm just going to kill my own follower there real quick. And it's finding it hit early on a little bit here. This is probably the most risky part of the game. I probably should go on that health, but that's alright. Oh my god. It's also my least favorite part of the game because things like that can happen all the time. We have these like white wizard dudes that'll heal people. These black wizard dudes that'll spawn guys when you least expect it as well. That's going to be a bait area, I'm pretty sure. But now, of course, that I say that, it's actually going to be the right way. I'm assuming. Let's pick up that. We'll get the hearts because we definitely need it. Silk Cradle is the last area of this game. So you wonder why we're not just going in order. Well, one, we like to get the hardest things out of the way first. So we're in a pattern of dying. Means getting an early reset for us. But also, we're going to be killing Shimura here, who is the Bishop of Silk Cradle. This is very nice. We can buy a follower without any combat rooms. And yeah, Shimura is a bit of a chatty bishop and likes to ramble on a little bit. If we were to go to Anura or Ankadeep first, which are our other 2 biomes, you might have seen it in Darkwood before, but there was a little room that all 3 of the other bishops that weren't Leshy popped up, had a bit of a chat. This happens in some of the other biomes as well, but if we are able to kill Shimura first, then the game just doesn't like it and we'll just avoid those dialogue triggers altogether. And I believe there are some combat rooms tied to some of those as well. We hate the archers in this game. Especially me. Yeah, they have been the cause of death of so many of my runs. It is not funny. You can just hit their arrows back at them and give them a bit of a taste of their own medicine, which is fine. That is the power of the final hit combo on gauntlets as well. What was that? It was about 350%. Yeah. They are one-shottable.
Have you gotten up to like 1,000 or something?
I have, yeah. It's very satisfying. It's always a bit of a mental reset now, like going to the next next crusade and having to realize, okay, I'm back to 0% now. I'm not just going to one-hit everything and just run in like a madman and just die probably pretty quickly. So we do have this little spider Halob out the front who will be selling some followers to us as well if we need. We've done the math, and essentially if we pick up the follower, sorry, from every mini-boss we kill, and then, it's unfortunate, you can skip this by just hugging the edge of the room there, and then it'll kind of just, yeah, this unlocks Midas Cave, which we've already been to. Been there, done that, so we're not going to really worry about that. Bit scary, these guys, especially with the low damage, but I think we're chilling. These red guys, we don't want them to run away again.
I have had a few donations if you got time.
Yeah, go for it.
So we have a $5 donation from Shovel Claws, who says, my goat. I mean, lamb. Good luck, Des. I love you. And $100 donation from Anthony, who says, donating while watching the Cult of Lamb run, enjoying Harrison dropping in and spying on all the bugs that he is entirely responsible for. Please put this towards the length of a pass incentive that is done for you, my friend. And we have a $10 donation from GoSig2, who says, well done, Darren.
Thank you, everyone. Much appreciated.
Anthony is a fellow developer called the Lamp. So he thanks for the donation. He's helping me fix all these bugs.
How many bugs are there still in current patch?
Oh, there's none. No.
None whatsoever?
No, there's no
Perfect game?
bugs. Just don't look at my bug. No, there's still plenty, but
What
hopefully
you do?
Hopefully you don't encounter too many of them.
Yeah. I'm surprised we've managed to avoid a soft lock so far, so...
Yeah, it'll be very embarrassing if there's a soft lock.
Exactly. These question mark rooms are a bit of a gamble, especially later on. They can either be a free room like that to pass through, or they can be a mini-boss you've previously fought. I have had some mental scarring from some of them before. Me and some other runners as well. We've all had a few runs where our least favorite mini-bosses, we've overcome them after about like 10 back-to-back deaths to them. We think, yeah, cool, we've got the upper hand, and then we get a question mark room, and we're just back again, which is absolutely lovely. So yeah, so 20 followers is the grand total. Seeing we've already killed one, we'll be killing another 2 just because that's Shimura's bidding, I guess, to put them against us. But yeah, they're the only 3 we'll be actively killing, apart from the 4 we've already sacrificed for the talisman. But that went to a good deed. We needed that. So yeah, every mini boss we collect a follower from, and then if we get every crusade, theoretically, if we were to get a follower node on as well and pick one up, we will only need, we'll be 2 over. So there are 2 potential runs that we can skip if we need to. We can skip more than this, and then this means we'll have to buy more from Halob out the front at full price. Which, oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Now this gets a little bit scary at not a lot of damage. So Bethard will spawn a few friends in and chuck a bunch of poison down.
Yeah, this one's not too hard, right?
Not terribly. Especially the poison. I don't think... Yeah, it can be pretty annoying. I don't think in this version of the game I have ever non-intentionally taken damage to the poison.
Funny enough, we actually watched, when we did watch a speedrun, they mentioned that same thing, so then we buffed the poison.
I did see that in current patch. I was like just running through mindlessly. I'm like, oh damn, I've taken like 3 hearts of damage already. That's epic.
Yep.
So yeah, poison. If I ever do take damage to poison this run, I will personally donate $50 per attempt, but per damage I take from it. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I will also donate $10 for every death that happens in this run as well, because there's a good chance they might happen. especially with some of the less favorable bosses later on. We are rolling just above Halob there. He does have a little bit of dialogue the first time you talk to him, so if we don't need to talk to him, actually, no, we're going straight out of this. This is Silk Cradle 3. Definitely the longest crusade in the entire run. Potential of upwards 3 or 4 combat rooms, combat nodes you can get in that, which is really unfortunate. And pairing that with the dagger we just got, that can cause for 10 plus minutes on that crusade alone, which is not ideal. A sword we can work with, an axe or the gauntlets would be ideal, but we'll have to see.
Is it quicker to go back to the base and then try and have another weapon than playing through and hoping you get?
If you get dagger, definitely. Like,
yeah.
comparing 10-minute potential to like 3 minutes potentially if you get good RNG. So, yeah, it's not ideal. Partly as well because like we are doing the hardest biome here, so dagger is viable a little bit. Oh, you spawned something post-death. That's nice. Just gonna. Okay, that's still hitting me lovely. Yeah, Anura being the second, technically the second area of the game, but we do it last. Dagger is a bit viable there, especially all the enemies are a little bit more smaller and squishier.
Little fun fact, originally the game you had to do it linearly, so you beat the first boss, then it opened up the second door and so on, and then only a few months before release we're like, maybe you should be able to go in any order. So we had all those, you know, the encounters with the different bishops, and then we had to like kind of tweak them a little bit, so if you had beaten Shimura before you encountered them in a certain dungeon, then they didn't show up obviously, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how that would have played into the speedrun.
Yeah.
If you had to do it linearly, I don't know.
I mean, that is pretty much how No Major Glitches is run to an extent. Like, obviously, yeah, you will try and rush for... Oh, we can get a double follower here. That actually wasn't the best idea. I believe there might have actually been a better path, but no followers on it, so I think that's alright. 2 followers for 1 combat room is fine. Yeah, there was. That's unfortunate, but that's alright. I actually get the best follow room as well, which is really nice. Just talk to him and he's all yours. So actually probably bounces out a bit. Yeah, so Cradle 3, this has been probably, as I say that, the fire orbs in this game, I don't know what to say about them.
Yeah.
I have no words.
Are they just like spawning on you?
Yeah, they have some funny hitboxes as well where, especially like some, there's the death.
Oh no.
And that's what Silk Cradle 3 can do to you.
That's okay, you got it out early.
I did.
And you got those 2 followers.
Exactly. So maybe now we get a gauntlet run. No combat crusade run as well. It'll be so sweet. But that is $10 to my name as well. I'll make sure that someone holds me accountable to that.
Yeah, I'll match it so we can hold it accountable to each other.
Appreciate it. Of course, tonight I've said that, yeah, I knew that was going to happen, so we're going to try that one again. It's just so not worth it.
No. But if you go in there again and it's a dagger, you got to do it. Yeah,
I've probably been... The furthest I've been is like, I'll maybe do like 3-4 resets, and I'll be like, yeah, no, time loss is not worth it anymore. We'll just go through hell and back with it.
Okay.
This is the perfect combo. We got Gauntlets and Hounds of Fate. So I just need to not be stupid. And you saw a little bit there. It didn't work perfectly.
Yeah.
There's a funny thing with the bleat interaction in this version of the game where if you're in the bleat, you can just kind of avoid any damage from projectiles coming through whatsoever. Don't know if that was intentional or not on your end.
No.
Yeah,
yeah we definitely patched that. That was, it was like, we want to be able to bleat, so we chucked it in there, and then, of course, we didn't think of the consequences of being able to do it in the dungeon. Yeah.
Oh, this dude is very scary. One of the good things about the Gauntlets is, aside from its epic damage, is its epic range on its final kit can just like essentially be cross-map at some points. Like, I'm over there, I'm like a good few meters away from that little sack there, and we can just break it. it goes both ways though. If I'm hitting like one of those big guys with the giant swords and do big lunge attacks and everything, we can get through one here. Yeah, if I'm cross map hitting him and he's swinging as well, technically because I'm in contact with him, I will also get hit from him, even though he's facing away from me and on the complete other side of the arena.
Wait, what? You get hit from the other side?
Yeah, because technically if I'm hitting him, it counts as like my gauntlets being in contact with him, and sometimes the game is like, oh, that means you got hit, right, if he's swinging as well.
That's weird.
It's not consistent, but yeah, that's the best explanation that we have for it at the moment. It's funny as well, those sacks that are spawned, they count as an enemy as well, so they will give us 10% extra damage per kill, even though they're completely non-hostile. I'm just gonna just wait for this guy's cycle to go through. Play it a bit safe. It is that tarot card room that we just passed through. Ah, this is not a great room at all. These guys, centipedes, usually like to hover right inside the fireballs, and it's really lovely when they do that. It's like, ah, cool, I just gotta wait for you, I guess. But yeah, no, fireballs as well, and some of the smaller, thinner rooms, when they just have like a line going across the entire screen. You know they're about to spawn in. They haven't spawned in yet. But they have spawned in yet, even though not visually. So you can just take damage before you even see them on your screen.
And I think, I'm not sure about this version, but there's like a bug where you could beat the room and they'll disappear, but you can still take damage.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's still the case, but we have had instances of where, let's say like an enemy the final enemy dies, it drops like a bomb that's on a timer. You go into the next room and the bomb still explodes in the next room. That's very unfortunate. The bomb still explodes in the first room, so we believe like all the rooms exist in the same plane. They just swap over between each door you go through, which you can do a bit of abusive material with that as well, by killing some enemies preemptively with a bomb from the previous room as well. This is not a fun room. This guy.
I can tell you what I don't know if it'll be like immersion breaking, but all the rooms are just in the same spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Immersion breaking.
I can't say it same again.
Yeah, I know.
These sacks on the roof.
Love those sacks.
Yeah, so these, I have raged so many of these. They can take probably a good like 5 to 10 seconds to fall from the ceiling. They're supposed to come down either after a certain period of time or after you kill the final enemy in the room. That was very close. We realized that in order to get them to fall, they go like on a little like shake pattern periodically. If you kill the final enemy just before or during that shake animation, they should drop instantly. Oh my god, this is a very scary boss. But we're actually just going to abuse it a bit with our Hand of Fate. And yeah, see, man.
Excellent.
That wasn't even that good. But yes, definitely saves a lot of hassle running around through a bunch of his bullet hell material. He's not the worst bullet hell boss. That is one certain bishop by the name of Calamar that we will see later on. Hopefully not too much of. But yes, that's Anchor Deep. That was at Cradle 3. 3 minutes 52 in game, so thank God we didn't stick on that dagger run. It would not have been very pleasant. Going to final Silk Cradle, we will have Shimura now as our fight. Again, we'll be able to see our path. So we've got a nice path here. It's going to be one follower and no combat rooms, which would be very nice. So we have our initial and post combat, and we get Hands of Fate, which is lovely. Sword is still, we can use this. Yeah. This is definitely workable. Always want to try and prioritize. That is the exact line of fire that I was talking about before. This red guy is a bit dangerous as well. Some of their... Don't know how I didn't get hit there. I'm not going to lie.
Now we do have a couple more donations if you'd like.
Yeah, go for it. Plenty of time.
So we have a $5 donation from Sar, who says, good luck, Des. We have a $20 donation from Alexandra Lynn, who says, can't wait to get down there this weekend. Good luck to all runners involved. And an anonymous $50 donation. Happy to support charitable happenings in our magnificent Adelaide, and looking forward to rocking up later in the week. Putting this towards the Hollow Knight Path of Pain incentive. even though I won't be watching, as I still need to play Hollow Knight. Maybe someday. Thank you for those donations towards Game on Cancer.
Thank you, everyone. That was amazing. Thank you.
Fun fact, if you didn't know, Hollow Knight is made here in Adelaide.
Waiting on Silk Song.
Yeah.
Gary.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. One day.
Surprised we've not taken damage so far.
Mhm.
I'm
You
going to
can't fix
take
it.
this follower, and it's a combat follower, but that's all right. Which means it's a bit more damage
Yeah.
to one-shot Shimura with. That was close. These red spider guys can be a little bit annoying. They kind of just don't really like to attack you. They're like, they run away from you a little bit, and then they're like, I'm just going to jump up into the ceiling real quick, and then land on you somewhere else. How many follower, like animal concepts do you reckon you've gone through in the development process for it?
Oh, I would have no idea. That's a gym question, but all I know is there are so many different forms, and I think there's like 60 or something.
Yeah, there's like
Probably
there's
more.
tons more now in current
Yeah, yeah.
compared to.
And there's gonna be plenty more coming. Everyone loves the follower forms, like the bird ones.
Oh
or
yeah,
something
they're so
like that.
good.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their favorite.
What's yours?
I don't see them all enough because I haven't customized the character in so long. But probably there was a good fish as well.
This fish?
Yeah, the fish is really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, get out of there, please. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just gonna hope that's great. Yeah, it is sick. And we should be pretty close to Shimura here, right here. Awesome. So no damage so far. We're at like what, 700-ish%. So yeah, won't be seeing too much of Shimura, I don't believe.
Yep, those Hounds of Fate are just gonna tear through them.
There is the chance that the Hounds of Fate could just go around and not make it through the cycle back, but we should get enough. Considering it's a like multi-hit projectile, we believe that the damage multiplier applies individually per pellet of it. That's why it does insane amounts of damage. So we'll see here.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and that was a bit unfortunate that Shimura closed the gap, so we didn't get enough hits in. That's fine. We'll just finish her off with the sword. We don't want this heart anymore, so we're just going to leave pretty quickly. Don't need it anymore. Again, it does say, like, yeah, technically you failed, I guess, on the last one. But they're dead, so that's all that matters.
Nice. So that was what you would consider the hardest dungeon?
Yeah, probably. So now we did kill all our 3 remaining followers. So we are going to be taking a few more on board. When we go into Anchor Deep next, I don't want your side quest. That's fine. Yeah, when we go into Anchor Deep, we're going to be talking to Calamar a little bit, and Calamar has a bit of a vengeance on some of our followers, so kind of wants to make them sick, I guess. But if we don't have any followers to be able to made sick, then we have to fight some hordes of enemies as well, so we just rather just let our team, let our followers take one for the team. So we'll take about 4. It doesn't really matter how many you need as long as you have more than 2. So yeah, about 4 is pretty good because we'll be needing some more later. Now this is interesting. We should not have gotten the gauntlets here. Considering Shimura is dead, this should be the trigger for the guaranteed hammer spawn. But for some reason it hasn't, and I've never seen this before. So I'm not complaining because I really don't like the hammer for this boss. This is my worst boss. So, and I do not like fighting with the hammer that much. So, yay, I guess?
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, it's like you get the axe in the second dungeon and then the hammer in third and gauntlet in fourth. Is that right? Or is it based on how many lead?
It's like, yeah, so after you kill your first bishop,
Oh, that's
you'll
right,
get,
yeah.
you'll get the gauntlets, and then after you kill the second, you'll get the hammer. So I don't know why we didn't get it.
Yep, weird.
But hey,
Fine.
not complaining.
No.
That is unfortunate. Yeah, hammer in Anchor Deep can be a bit annoying, just being the slowest weapon possible. It's got the best base damage potential, which is really good if you don't have good Golden Fleece damage up. But its weapon speed is just really slow, so if you're fighting a bunch of like the smaller guys with really fast attack patterns, you kind of just have to like roll cancel yourself out a bunch to avoid taking damage, just like that. I really enjoy, there's one fun room in here that's just filled with a bunch of the mini jellyfish, and you just kind of take them all into each other.
Yeah.
I really should have gone that hard. That's fine. There is the chance to, in the first dungeons, first crusades of each dungeon here when we have a chat to our bishop. It's not possible here, as Kalmar's is making one sick for the first time. It's actually, no, sorry, in Darkwood 4, just before you fight Leshy. Leshy will talk to you after you kill the horde of enemies from that room. There is the chance to just avoid that dialogue altogether, and that's very unfortunate. This is really scary now.
This is the boss you were talking about,
This
right?
is the boss. This is my kryptonite. But with the gauntlets, it should be alright. I just need to make sure that I'm on 1 heart, so I am at death pretty much always. But thankfully we get that insane range
Nice.
on the gauntlets.
I had sweaty palms there.
Yeah, for real. So now the run should be pretty breezy. There's a couple of exceptions to that, depending on RNG for weapons and everything. One of them being Kalmar. Our next bishop, main boss that we're going to fight. I would say, from what I've heard, casual runs, Kalmar is probably people's scariest boss, especially when you're going for like no-hit achievements.
Yeah.
Still haven't gotten the hammer. Yeah, when Kalmar gets into the second phase of the fight, goes into a bit of a bullet hell mode, which, with all the enemies that can spawn as well from it, just is a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, it's funny because I made a lot of those bosses, and when I made Kalmar, I was like, ooh, this feels way too hard. I'm not sure. And then people seem to quite enjoy it though because it's hard.
Yeah.
But I just thought, like, compared to the other ones, it's quite a lot harder. But it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, here's our second lot of sickness from Kalmar. That can be, I think you need at least 2 people there so you don't get the guaranteed fight instead. But it can be like as many as up to like 5 or 6, I think they'll take. But again, we're playing on easy, so it doesn't really matter. They'll get over it. They'll rest it off.
How do you like a couple more donations, Des?
Yeah, go for it.
So we have $25 from Kuiper. This is just a $25 donation, mate. 50 bucks. We have a $30 donation from Ticker, going towards the Hollow Knight incentive. And we have a $50 donation from Shane Bailey, the man himself, who says, "Hey ASM, Shane from Cure Cancer here. Thank you for your ongoing support. Working with Ethan, Nace, and the wider AusSpeedruns family is a pleasure, and we're so grateful for your commitment and passion to fund cancer researchers. All the best to this year's runners. Going towards dropping Corsica in Hi-Fi Rush, and thank you, Shane, for everything you have done. Absolutely incredible. That does put us over the $1,000 mark as well.
Yeah, very nice.
Keep it up, guys. Loving the event so far.
Those are going to be some great runs. I'm looking forward to that Hi-Fi Rush run a lot. And especially the Hollow Knight one later today is going to be great. Definitely get up to that Path of Pain incentive. That's going to be insane. Do we get a bit of a better weapon here? It's an axe. Yeah. We haven't used the axe much. Let's give a bit of love. believe we're on second one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they just all blend into each other a bit.
They do.
Especially now in current patch with like the post game as well.
Yeah. I was going to ask, have you played?
I have not done all of it. I've been working on it. Some of those, like the new unlocks and everything, follower requirements. I can't keep that many alive. It's good though. Especially like the new like boss rush modes and everything. It's making for some good potential, especially like just practice for boss fights as well for us.
This guy sucks.
He does, yeah. He's got a nice. He likes to take a bit of a shot on you instantly, which is good. Yeah, we did just add some new categories to speedrun this game as well recently. So we've got. There's so many speedruns you can get into this. We've just added Leshy %, so it's just essentially beat Leshy as fast as possible.
Yep.
We've got some fun like side categories. We've got like marriage % and everything as well. Which there was some cool runs. I think a 20-something loser ran it at GDQ, one of the GDQ hotfix events as well. Where am I going? That's what I was doing. I was going to buy that guy. I was going to say, like, no, I'm not going to Silk Cradle again. Been there, done that, and I don't want to fight the other final boss of that area.
Is there a category for the whole post-game stuff and all that yet?
There is. So we have 100%, which is just base game 100%, and we've just added Neo 100%. So that's base game and all DLC 100%, which we've not had any runs of. You would have to be an absolute maniac to want to try and do that. 100% run already is already like 4 or 5 hour run. So I don't know what Neo 100% is going to look like.
Yeah, I remember when we were testing it all, we spent like 40 hours testing like everything. So I imagine, of course, it wouldn't be that long, but I would trust it'd be at least like 8 hours or something.
Don't need that. Thankfully, we haven't chosen many wrong rooms so far, which is pretty good, especially through Silk Cradle. We can get a lot of like big 4-way intersections, so it can be pretty easy to just add a bunch of extra rooms to your run that you don't really need. That was unfortunate. Please let me kill you before your next modifier, thank you. Ooh, yeah, it's a good one here. Honestly, this would have been a pretty fire run without that death, I'm not gonna lie. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. So yeah, if we were running no major glitches, we would have liked to have seen a shop like that one I just passed through pretty early on, so we can buy the fish from the vendor. Because then, yeah, if we do that, and it's one of like the special fish, we can hand it off to the fisherman for our talisman pieces rather than going into Midas Cave to sacrifice for them. Probably one of my favorite NPCs in the game, Plimbo. If you get a chance to go see Plimbo, definitely give him a shout out. A visit, rather. Probably some of the best dialogue lines as well in it. I think I remember in the early days of like when DLC first came out, one certain special character that I will not name for various reasons.
How did you not take damage there?
I know, that is kind of nuts. There was a bit of a bug with him where his dialogue lines were Plimbo's lines. So I was just sitting there and it's like this big godly figure just ominously staring over me. And I just hear, "Bardy boo!" out of the corner of my ears. I'm like, that does not sound right.
Yeah, oops.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken correctly, you guys at your PAX panel last year were talking, you guys do a lot of your own voice work for a bunch of characters?
Yeah. I haven't done a voice myself. Everyone else on the team has done a voice. I can't remember who's who, but yeah. It's just like.
I know Jay is very popular. Like Jay's Ratau and everything. Yeah.
I think he might be the one who voices.
Yeah.
Potentially. Yeah. Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Like I should have done Harrow because Harrow's named after me. So
oh yeah.
I should have done Harrow, but I don't know who did Harrow. Can't change it now.
I can always make a mod.
Yeah.
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 The Harrison mod.
Yeah. Like so.
These like squid guys can be a bit annoying as well, just bolting at you from across the map. Especially in some of those bigger rooms where you can't see everything.
Yeah.
They can just be all the way on the other side and... Ow. Can I get a heart? No, it's unfortunate. And yeah, this is a good room.
Yeah. Those dudes that like the ones you were just talking about, the ones that charge across the map.
Mm.
We removed them, and then we bring them back, and then we removed them, then we brought them back, and then we kept them eventually. But yeah, they were tricky to get feeling good because there's instances where if they have multiple in the room, you just get destroyed.
Yeah, okay.
Charge you, so.
Nice follower as well. I've completely lost track of how many we need. I'm just hoping we have enough at this point. We should. I don't think we've missed too many. I think we've probably got more than we need, if anything. We'll have to see how our Anura runs go. We could give a couple of skip if we need. That's nice. But we get a bit of dialogue. Anyone wants to spawn in?
Now, just quickly, we do have a $20 donation from Neil, who says, "Good luck with the run, brother. Surely a world record coming up here."
Isn't Shimura dead?
Surely.
Sorry.
Shimura is dead.
I was just like, hold on. That didn't seem right. Someone report a bug.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's fixed. I don't know.
Might explain as to why we didn't get... We haven't got the hammer in the weapon pool yet, because it doesn't think Shimura is actually dead.
Oh, that's concerning.
So I'm hoping that doesn't actually impact our ability
Yeah.
to open the final door.
Yeah,
That would be a
just
bit
thinking the same.
unfortunate.
Oh no.
This is
Please
something
no.
we have never seen before,
Oh,
so
Please no.
we're in untested waters right now.
I guess you might have to check the door and see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might have to be Shimura again. Concerning. Anyway.
Yeah. That's a future problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be getting into Calamar here. Which, yes, hopefully we don't see that much of Bullet Hell. But if so, we'll do our best to not get absolutely destroyed. But we're at essentially 500%. We've got some Ichor in our spell slot, and we've got our axe. This should be pretty alright. Just need Calamar to sit nice and still for us and just eat up some of this poison damage. So yes, 4 hands, 4 weapons. That bottom right one is the one that we need to worry about. But thankfully, we're pretty all good in that regard.
One more to go, theoretically.
One more.
Potentially 2 more.
Big frog. I believe, if it's true, it's been a while since I've read the wiki for this game, but the final bishop, well, I've completely forgotten the name of it now. Hecate, thank you, yep. Is the only female bishop out of the lot, is that correct?
Yeah, I believe so. Or is it? Yeah, I think so. And then Shimura's gender neutral, like non-binary, and
Yeah.
the other 2 are male. I think. I think it says it like in the objective.
Oh, okay. Pretty so much I read them.
Yeah.
I just realized I probably should actually indoctrinate some more, considering usually, depending on luck and day cycles and stuff, some of our guys that were sick should have been healed by now, so as we go into...
Oh, no.
So we'll have to re-fight Shimura, which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
I don't know why that happened, but we'll see.
My only thought is maybe teleport out of the room too quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually you can just like omnipresence out straight away, and it's kind of chill. Hopefully it's not in
Yeah,
our
hopefully
patch.
it's not. Hopefully it's not. Oh yeah, hopefully it's not bugged though in this thing where it's like beaten but not beaten. I think.
Yeah.
This is why you guys need to play on the newer version.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Give us 10% golden fleece
Yeah,
back, and
okay,
then we will.
that's like the negotiation.
Yeah. So yeah, Hecate's gonna make some of our followers a bit hungry. If our followers that were made sick by Calamar were healed, we could have used them again. But you cannot get a follower that has 2 negative multipliers. I think we can skip this. This will be fine. I think I've got enough. But yeah, I have also had, when you purchase some followers as well, you purchase them full price from Halo outside. Actually, quickly, fun fact, these skeletons have the exact same attack patterns and animations as the followers that Shimura makes you kill. So we're not sure if they're based fully on the models or not, but we like to think that we killed our own followers and these are their skeletons coming back to haunt us. But yeah, I have had in the past, you can buy from Halo out front of the Crusade options. Oh my god, I'm eating this damage right now. I'm not dodging properly. Let me get a combo off. Ooh. Don't ask me how we didn't get hit there, that's fine. Less fine.
Yeah, nice.
It's really hard when you get like out of sync with the boss,
yeah.
And you're chaining attacks. You can just kind of tank everything. Like, yeah, definitely. Half a heart, all planned. Planned. Gotta get people on the edge of their seats a bit more.
Yeah.
Anura is probably the fastest biome we can get through, I think. We're looking at currently getting a like a splitted run of everyone's best segments individually, so we can see what the best possible time for this game is.
Yep.
It's currently world record at the moment is a 1:09:29. That's loadless. It's about like a 1:11:40 something RTA. So yeah. What am I doing?
Tell you what, I'm concerned the fact that I'm seeing
This is
Calamar
really unfortunate.
and Shimura there. Like, why is Calamar there as well?
Yeah. So because usually I don't get that dialogue option because Shimura's dead, I don't have to put in the text input, so I kind of took a 50-50 gamble on that. And I chose wrong. So it means now every biome, every node in this Crusade is now a combat one, which is just going to mean more time lost, but that's alright. Gonna meet the mushroom guys, the Sozos. Yeah, they exist there. They're a bit like out of their own minds at some points. They've got a very weird side quest attached to them that I'll let you discover for yourself, I guess.
Couple more quick donations here for you.
Yeah, go for it.
So we have a $20 donation from Emre, saying good luck on the run, you got this, Des. And a $5 donation from Opal Rec again, with a question from question for Harrison, saying, I must know, does the one who waits third eye originally belong to AIM?
I can't say, but I'm going to say sure. I'll have to talk to Jojo, who's the writer of the game.
That confirmed is canon.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for the donation.
There's so much lore on like the back end of this game, especially like later on as you get in, when you get to meet one who waits and you get the like aim and ball fights and everything, which can be very difficult. I've heard they've been changed a bunch in current patch as well to make them a bit more difficult.
Yeah, when we released the game, it was too easy. So, and I was watching a bunch of streamers, and I'm like, oh man, this is like, it's just too easy. So I made it quite a bit harder, and then I found that I made it too hard. So I dialed it back a little bit, but I think it's in a pretty decent spot now where, you know, it's tough, but it will require a few runs, and then you'll eventually be on.
I'm a big fan of like the multi-stage, and like it's like, you think you're done? Wait, there's one more.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really good. Elgos can be a bit of a pushover.
Oh yeah.
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 Kind of doesn't even get a chance to attack. Can be a bit funny as a flying character. they can just go out of bounds a bit, and sometimes they can get stuck there as well, and they're out of your range. So it's a bit of like, damn.
Yeah.
Guess we gotta give that one another try.
It's making me think those bishops that you killed and you didn't collect their monster heart. I feel like that's how it triggers that they've beaten them. I don't know.
Well, usually, like, we never collect the hearts in it, so
Okay,
yeah.
It says you've killed Calamar. I don't know why. You popped
Yeah.
Shimura. It's fine. It might just be, Shimura went weird, so you might need to verse them again. But if you do verse them again...
Wonder if it'll actually be Shimura or someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Otherwise, I was going
Yeah.
to say you could maybe go through the shrine.
Yeah.
Ooh, unknowns.
And this is the joys of a roguelike rerouting on the fly.
Oh, that's how you got the world record.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. All my best runs come from scuffed beginnings.
Yeah. That's what I said. Not an easy dungeon in here, right?
No, it's not. There's a lot of tall grass and a lot of small enemies, so you
Yeah.
can't get hit out of nowhere a lot of the time.
Yeah, and those bats are quite annoying.
Yeah. We'll take the gamble and hope this isn't a mini-boss.
Nice.
That's pretty good. I believe, like, you can get question marks still in, I think I can skip this. Darkwood, but I don't believe you can get a mini-boss refight. Is that true? You aware of? Because I've never encountered...
Potentially, yeah, you might be right. I'm not too sure. But I think I made it so you could encounter a mini boss in all of them, but maybe not dungeon one. Darkwood, yeah. Those little flies.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for them. Unfortunately, they don't give you the 10% modifiers. Otherwise, yeah. Was that in a public release?
I don't think so. I
Caught that one
I think
first.
like, you'd fight Heka and a bunch of flies would spawn and you'd smack them all and you'd be like 100%.
Yeah. Zephyr's another, like, toad, would you describe him as? Something like that, yeah. There's a few frogs here in Anura. Another fun thing, so, like, there was... Oh, let's get him before we leave. Bosses, when they die, they can still spawn enemies during their death animation in this version of the game, especially on some of the bishop fights. Can be a bit unfortunate sometimes where sometimes they will just die like a second after they're spawned in. Sometimes they will still stick around though. And if you're stuck in a cutscene of picking up the heart or something like that, and they're still roaming around, they can jump into you and still hit you. And if you're one heart, they can still kill you.
Yeah.
It can be a bit unfortunate. This is a really good route, actually.
Funny enough, that's actually still in the game.
Is it?
I fixed it for like the new update that we do, but yeah, a lot of people die with Calamar with just a little exploder that just comes up and goes bang. Right.
Yeah.
Dead. Unfortunate.
We're just adding some other NPCs that you can have to fight in the Knuckle Bones minigame. That was very
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish you added like a Knuckle Bones enemy that you could like gamble your life savings away to. Not endorsing gambling at all.
But you also don't endorse cannibalism.
Exactly, that too, yeah.
Well, maybe we do, I don't know.
Or like betrayal of friends you've just made and just kill them for your own benefit afterwards as well. Yeah, we'll go here. And, yeah, this one, it's alright. Honestly, it's kind of good if you're getting a combat-free crusade to get one of these to get you a bit of extra damage to get you to that like full one-shot potential. It's very nice when if you've got like one of the like the single tentacle spells and all the enemy spawn just line up nice and perfectly and you just give them a right click right through them all and that's that.
Yeah, I'd have to say that'd probably be my favorite cast.
Yeah. And your favorite weapon?
Probably the axe.
Yeah.
So yeah, axe tentacles. I mean, it's not like the best combination, but it's just a fun combination. I feel like.
It all depends on people's playstyle as well. Like,
Yeah,
there are a few people in the speedrun community. Here we have like this. Ooh, that is unfortunate. These big tanky frogs. You'll see them again very soon as well. If we don't get good cycles. Didn't see there. But yeah. There are like technically optimal weapons, like gauntlets being like technically the optimal weapon, but if it's not your playstyle as well, it's not worth it because you will just they'll be more of a detriment to you than they will actually do good. Some people really like the hammer. I call them crazy for it, but hey, look, if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah, the hammer's definitely hard mode. I feel like it can be good, but it's so easy to take damage.
I think it's a lot better now in like current patch with the heavy attacks being introduced. And you get some of those like the big 360 AoE hits from them. They're really nice. Okay, so our hopefully final bishop, Hecate. Technically the second bishop that you should fight chronologically, but of course we're just gonna do a last. That was surprising.
Oh yeah.
So let's go. We got first phase.
That would have to save a lot of time, surely.
Oh yeah.
Now, just really quick, we have received an anonymous $235 donation. Who says, well, I'm going to match your donations up to $750 for the next hour. Love this cause, love the Aussies.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, now let's see.
This is gonna get real interesting. I don't want to watch.
Let's see what happens. Okay, so that's what's happened.
3 chains?
3.
What does that mean?
I think what has happened here is something has happened with Shimura, and there's been a bit of a chain reaction happened. So I'm hoping if we fight Shimura again, pick up the heart, that will fix everything.
Yeah, it could be dead. I don't know. What a shame. But
glad we got a bigger estimate for this than needed.
Are you going to fight all the bosses again?
We might need to. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Fingers crossed, everything is good. We're just going to grab some extra followers just in case we need them.
So you haven't seen this one before? You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh,
I don't think anyone has ever seen this before, which is lovely. There's always something new to discover in 1.11.
Because, Calamar also says it's not beaten.
Yeah. Which is good. We got the gauntlets at least.
Go. No.
Anyone want to take over real quick?
Yeah. It's just testing to skills and see if roll again.
Yeah. We're just making new routes, new strats for the game, and fly. Everyone joins in.
I was going to say, I wonder if like a relay would fix it, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see. We've got options to try.
Yeah.
I think this should work.
I like it.
Get these guys first. Actually, they're a bit further away. Of course, there's one away from me. Thank you. I'm curious as to know, like, have there been, back when you were testing, not testing, but like bug patching this version of the game when it was live, was there any other like massive game-breaking bugs that could have helped to save time that we never found out about?
That's a good question. Definitely, like the one you found, obviously, is we had no idea about that until it was reported.
Yeah.
Until we saw it, and we're like, okay. Yeah, there's nothing that I can like think of off the top of my head, but like to be honest, there would probably be plenty. It's probably still some now that you just don't know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Surely there's like a way to clip through something, or like
if we can clip through the one who waits his door, that'd be
go from a 1.5 hour into like a 10 minute.
Oh, for real, yeah.
Oh, I guess you still get the followers. So
yeah, that wouldn't take
Too
long, hopefully. I mean, maybe if you're able to do, like just chain the follower duplication into that door as well, maybe. I mean, well, actually no. Followers aren't tied to the door, they're tied to the pool of water, I guess. That probably wouldn't work.
Yeah, yeah. I think what happened with that is pretty much it spawns the followers and then it's considering them as like a follower in the base.
Yeah.
But I think once you change location, so you go into the door, it would reset that. So.
Yeah. Okay. I have had as well on the way to the one who waits as boss fight. I've got my 20 followers. I've been running up, and I've had one of my elderly followers die literally on that run. So I'm back to 19. Come back, go to indoctrinate another one, and I run out. So it's into another crusade to pick up another one.
Yeah. Alright, so it did say Shimura's at the end here.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
That's good at least. I do worry that you're gonna have to fight all the bosses.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. Come on, Spider Sacks.
That'll spin up.
There was a bug actually with the Spider Sacks where they just would never drop. Have you encountered that?
I
version?
don't think I've had that one. Maybe.
I'm not sure if it's in this version or not, but it was definitely for a while. They just would not drop, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
I have had some where like, if you're in a room with like some scripted dialogue, and there's half a heart back here I wanted. Yeah, with like Leshy or someone would pop in, and like you're just waiting, sitting around for them to go, okay, this was looking fine.
Alright, Shimura's back.
Okay. Good, and we can skip that. Sick. Instant damage, nice. Now this is scary again.
Yeah.
Second phase, that's fine. Oh, you're on this attack, are you? It's going to do a big lunge attack. That can be very scary because the hurt box for that is massive. I'm going to run away a little bit. Should be in there.
Oh,
okay.
Nice. Well done. Under pressure as well.
Okay, I'm going to grab the heart just to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there.
Oh, it should be fine.
Yeah, so it's like the achievement just popped and now it says kill Calamari.
Interesting.
That's weird. So you get to kill Calamari again.
We do.
And potentially Hecate if that one also didn't count.
Unless maybe this is like reset everything now. And like, it's like, oh, you got Shimura's heart, well now you've got everything else. Because now we're getting these text pop-ups as well, which should happen after every bishop.
Yeah. Potentially.
So now, this should now put the hammer back into the map,
Yeah.
to the weapon pool.
So you get to use the hammer.
Honestly, maybe that is actually a new strat, is to... I mean, some people have done that in their routes, where they're like... they put in... they go through all of Silk Cradle, but don't kill Calamar. They'll clear like the first 3 of every floor, so they don't have the hammer in their weapon pool for it, just because they don't like it that much.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just hope that for the bishop boss fights that they're all good. Just roll a gauntlets or something.
Yep.
I really don't like that.
Well, I apologize for ruining your run.
No, it's all good.
Lumen Shimura. We just wanted to see.
Exactly.
Calamari and all that again.
Yeah.
I just heard you were on world record pace too.
Yeah, it's like can't happen.
I don't know.
You got the others back at the office. Like quickly log in.
Yeah.
Screw the game. I didn't know this was a crowd control run.
Is that a thing?
It is, yeah. So the Hollow Knight run is going to be a crowd control later today, and a few others throughout the week as well, which is going to be awesome seeing people mess with their games.
Oh yeah.
So we'll do that.
I think that'd be a fun thing to call that too.
Yeah. We just turn on like the inbuilt Twitch integration to see what happens. Yeah, help or hinder.
Yeah.
These jumpy spiders are not great. This is the thing with the hammer. You like,
It just
you have to focus on one enemy for like so long to wind up like, ah, no, I have 12 other dudes just running at me. We're gonna have so many followers here.
yeah, you should be fine for the follower.
Yeah, yeah. I could do. I'll just repatch my game, go up, and then we'll just do DLC as well. Then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Doesn't play nicely with the keyboard.
No.
Hammer.
Yeah, it's like doesn't know where you're aiming half
Yeah.
the time. You gonna drop me a heart? No. The other good thing about easy percent is the heart drop rate is much increased, so it feels like pretty much like every second room after you take damage, you'll find at least a heart. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like, yeah, there's definitely an increase as well, and it checks to make sure you're below a certain amount as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm gonna say something better, but I'm not.
No,
Nah,
it's not better. Yeah.
No, nothing there as well. That's fine. There was something there. Of course, I rolled right past it. It's fine. We don't need this guy.
Calamari round 2.
Yeah, exactly. I missed it before, but from our GDQ runs of this, of our other commentators, Metric, his go-to line was "Let's turn calamari into calamari," and thus started the barrage of endless lamb puns, which are much endorsed, by the way.
Yeah.
That was close.
That was close. It's like you got to find that perfect distance with those guys. Like
Yeah.
just enough where you can hit them, but not enough where they pounce.
Please? I said please. Oh,
No, it wants a. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
this will be fine. I mean, look, 340% with the hammer. This should be like 2 shots per ball.
Really?
probably.
Oh,
Maybe a bit more.
That's a decent amount though. Almost like the hammer was actually probably the
Yeah,
good option.
definitely, yeah.
Maybe grab that monster. Just
Yeah, we'll grab him now. If it'll, okay, I thought it was going to let me for a second. That would have been very unfortunate.
yeah, because I definitely remember in a previous patch, maybe it is this one or maybe it's one prior, where it doesn't trigger exactly that until you pick up the heart.
Yeah, it usually does,
Yeah.
but
Something bugging.
something. Thank you, take care.
Alrighty. So heck at round 2 and then.
And then that should be up to the one who waits then. And we'll be all good.
Yeah, because it was fine for Leshy, hey.
Yeah.
Wherever these developers are.
I know. It is good to see though, like, Australian-made games on the global scale now.
Yeah, so this game, a lot of a few of us are in Melbourne, and then myself here in Adelaide, and then a few of us is international. But I think over half the team is in Australia.
Yeah, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any future games planned as a Adoris Cultural Lamb support at the moment?
Ah, I wish I could say so.
Yeah.
I'd probably get in trouble if I did. But at least for the next, we've got another update coming, like another free update. So that's full steam ahead at the moment,
Yeah, nice.
and that should be fun.
There's always things to come back to. Feels like, yeah, like you can max out your cult and everything. There's always like even with the latest DLC, I'd say that probably like doubled the length of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's gone from like roughly 20 hours to like 40.
yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, I think the more we can just
Go that way.
get out of that, and the more time in the cult, the better. So, yeah. Well, considering we're not on worker pace, maybe you should fight Death King.
Oh,
Or I guess we have to get under the Essen, right?
what are we at now?
What are we at now? 128. So you've got 12 min.
I don't think I have fought the one who waits
It's fine. We won't win for it.
since my casual playthrough.
Yeah, yeah. And it was probably might have been. I wonder if this is the harder version or I don't know. Who knows?
I think if I do that, we'll be here for another
Yeah.
hour or something
Yeah,
at
yeah,
least.
yeah, that's fine. We'll save that for next time.
I don't need anything better than this. What am I saying?
Oh yeah, yes.
Gauntlets and Hands of Fate, yeah. Okay, 530%
Oh,
damage. We
that's gonna be
should
huge.
see one dead frog.
Bring back the cap.
Yeah, there is.
You're gonna die up in the
This, okay, this has the
it's about-
potential for
yeah.
a soft lock.
Yeah. That's
He
fixed.
can die in the air, and sometimes he's so far up in the air that he's out of your range to pick up the heart. So then you're kind of stuck there if you don't have omnipresence.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's just in range there, which is nice.
Yeah.
If I had $1 for every soft lock potential in this game,
I
I'd have a few
don't want
dollars.
to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah.
But current patch is so much cleaner now.
Yeah, well, hopefully we didn't make it worse. That's good.
Now, it's a bit of fun just like knowing what you have to avoid.
It's
Another
all part of the challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And now you know that there's a chance that Shimura will just not be dead.
That's the one.
That's a fun one. Now, do you have enough followers?
Oh, easily, I'd say. We're at 11 now. We need another 9. Hopefully I didn't pick up any old people that'll just die on me. And I don't want your side quest, please.
I'm going to say they're going to be like, there's too much poop and vomit everywhere. Can you please clean it up?
That is a great side. Oh, that's not the side quest I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the
Yeah.
the prank side quest.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Eat poop.
Yeah.
Could probably do donations.
Yeah, if we had any more.
Got any?
Or else we are coming pretty close to the end here.
Sorry, Desi, we're out of it today. We do have one $10 donation from Neo _. He would like the Fire Emblem name to be Kurtbox. Thank you, Neo _.
Two more followers here, and then we should be good to go, and we will ascend to the heavens.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed that not only did you have to fight the 3, you had to fight 7 bishops technically.
Yeah.
And you're still done under the estimate, so... Well,
We just wanted to make it a bit harder for us.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah, hard mode.
Show it off a bit
I
more.
like it. Oh, they're starving. Are they going to die right as you walk in there?
That would be very unfortunate. Okay. Everything looks fixed. The game's in its right state
It's
now.
fine. Let's see what happens.
The one who waits was just patiently waiting.
Yeah, he
and he's
waits,
just like,
waits.
oh, it's taking too long, just going out
Checking
for a
his
coffee
watch.
break or something.
Yeah, he's like, man, taking ages. Look at all those followers.
Yeah.
Well, they don't call him the one who waits for nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. Choices, choices. We're gonna, of course, we've got to take the best combo in the game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a really hard fight, so we'll need the gauntlets. We'll need the Hounds of Fate. We approach the final boss. Golden Fleece isn't very helpful here, unfortunately, as there's no enemies pre-boss to fight, so it's kind of, yeah, we're stuck at default levels. You can, like, through a regular progression of the game, unlock, like, better level weapons and stuff. But, of course, we're stuck at level 1. But we're like, nah, I'm out.
No.
And that is time coming up now. There we go. And that's Cult of the Lamb.
Oh, look at it go. I never see this animation. Oh, my.
Oh, it's a bit
Whoa, that's
gruesome.
brutal.
Avert your eyes.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that. Good job.
So yeah, Cult of Lamb. Definitely worth picking up if you haven't already. It's a great speedrun game. Check out, join the Discord if you have any questions. It's all on the speedrun page. we'll see Harrison's name pop up right about there in the code. Big thank you, Harrison, for coming out. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here.
Yeah,
that insight on the game.
Yeah, and you've done an excellent run, and not only did you have to beat all the bishops twice, I apologize. Of course, that happens at the speedrunning thing, but it was a great run to watch, and yeah, excellent.
It's good fun, yeah. I think that's all from us. Yeah, I'm Dezinator94, and yeah, we'll hand it over to host again.
Alright, thank you Desi, and thank you Harrison. Always amazing when we can get devs on board for comms. Coming up next, we'll have Atlantis for Lost Empire on the PlayStation 1 by Sally ANZ. Atlantis by Sans, any percent you like. Coming up next. Now, just while we're waiting, I think we do have a birthday in the audience. Front and center on camera. Happy birthday, Zumi. Hey! Now, we will be getting started in just a minute, but before we do, I'd just like to thank Elgato for coming on board as our major sponsor for this event, helping us raise money for Game on Cancer, the Game on Cancer initiative for Cure Cancer, that is, of course. Elgato, as I'm sure you all know, are a world-leading provider of audio-visual technology for content creators, that's us, that make premium webcams, microphones, Stream Deck controllers, capture cards, and so much more for all your streaming needs. Thank you, Elgato. Just a quick reminder as well, we do have some incentives going. Our Hollow Knight incentive coming up very soon. This is your last run before Hollow Knight to get your donations in for that Path of Pain incentive. So if you want some Path of Pain pops for Hollow Knight, get those donations in quick. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Atlantis for Lost Empire by Saiyans. Any percent, whatever percent you like. Let's get into it.